Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Have a lot of energy. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a great way to support the channel is by leaving a thumbs up, by leaving a comment, by leaving 2 comments, by leaving however many comments you feel like in your spirit that you need to leave, or by subscribing if you have not already done so. A very big thank you to all the new Patreon supporters. I keep seeing more and more of you every single day. Thank you, 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 thank you. And without further ado, oh, that snap was like really weird timed. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. I know I'm going to say it again. The last like 8 hours or so have been kind of weird and wacky within the cryptocurrency space. It says Bitcoin fails to break past 60,000 US dollars. Corrects down to $57,000 on multiple different websites, depending on where you really looked. Bitcoin hit like $60,300, $60,150. And then some of them it went to like $59,999.94, like a little smidge away. And then apparently it was a really weird chart as well because you can kind of see it goes boop. Like it shot straight up as if everyone was like, woo, here we go, 70,000. But then it like a minute and a half later, dropped back down to 57,000-esque. We are currently, at the time of me making this video, around 58,000. Yeah, 58,005, give or take. So we didn't really lose a lot, but the move up and the move down were a little odd, if I can kind of say that. The wider cryptocurrency market, of course, as well, as usual, because Bitcoin is the gigantic magnet in the sky, went up the exact same time. But when Bitcoin had that little fall, the other coins kind of really like fell down a lot heavier to the ground. I think Cardano fell by around like 8 or 9%. Once again, at least at the time of me making this video, it says charted. Cardano corrects gains, why it could rally again to $1.50. There was no real correction. I think it's just insurrection is not the word. I think it's just a really weird whatever's happening with the prices right now. There's a lot of, I'm pretty sure this is one of them. Here we go. A lot of these floating around. Bitcoin poised for a breakout to 65,000. Bitcoin poised to go to 75,000. Bitcoin poised to go to 70,000. Momentum gearing up. This is happening. I saw 1 or 2 articles discussing or stating that we need, allegedly or apparently, to wait for the Chicago Mercantile Exchange's US dollar Bitcoin futures to end or to finish or to for us to be able to finally move up back again in price. Why this one exchange in US dollars in Chicago would have so much influence on the entirety of the planet, I'm not really sure. But that's what the analysts are saying. And also we're getting a lot of that like triangle range news, as in like we are near the end of the triangle range. And it looks like because of all the bullish behavior that we are going to move ourselves up. It could be that potentially there are indications that maybe if we're looking like we're going to skyrocket a lot higher, it could be a lot of other institutions behind the scenes. Assumption. Institutions behind the scenes who are trying to accumulate as much as possible before we have a run up to 80,000. It is more price advantageous for them to pick up Bitcoin at $57,000 to $58,000 as opposed to like $80,000. There's a bit of a difference in the jump. Anyway, that's all the price news, if you will. Bitcoin still set for 70K analyst. Seems logical. If we hit 61,900 based off of the other news that we got before, and then since then we've had about a good 14 extra days of Visa and these 5 other banks getting into it, and this person bought, and I've been informed by multiple people that the company is called Meitu. That is M-E-I-T-U. I saw it written M-A-Y-T-O-O multiple times by different people, so I have now learned my lesson. Thank you for internet shaming me. Anyway, that's all the price news. And yeah, let's move on to one of the major stickers, news of the day. Apparently, allegedly, we are on the brink of Bitcoin's mass adoption. This was said by the CEO of Bitcoin investment firm New York Dig, Robbie, it says Gutman, but I assume it's supposed to be Gutman. Gutman, also the co-founder of a $10 billion asset manager, Stone Ridge, must be nice, told the On the Brink, oh, that makes sense, podcast on the 15th of March that we can expect to see announcements from some of the firm's strategic partners that will drastically change the traditional financial landscape. He said, and I doth quote, "I know starting more or less next week, that is not this week, that is next week. You're going to see an absolute drumbeat of pretty game-changing milestones from some of these firms," end quote. Now, I don't know if all the other news that we've been getting the last 4 months has been pretty game-changing. However, this news from New York Dig is quite popular at the moment because a lot of people are like, what does he know? What firms are about to come out and announce that they've gotten into Bitcoin or in the space in some sort of way? Trying not to get my hopes up, not going to lie. But it does sound like, first of all, we are clearly in mass adoption mode just because we are not personally hearing about on the internet, the 900 companies who are accumulating or putting $500,000 or $1 million into Bitcoin per month. It does not mean that it's not happening because we know that it is happening. It's just that we're not hearing about it. So, but the idea that allegedly next week, something crazy is supposed to happen that will apparently shake the cryptocurrency space or rattle it to its core or money flows or something like that. On the 8th of March, New York Dig, $200 million growth capital round. Must be lovely. Morgan Stanley, New York Life, Mass Mutual, Soros. Funny. All the people who we've heard before who are also into Bitcoin. Other New York Dig partners include fintech firms Nimbys, and Movin. Gutmann didn't say which partners will be making announcements, but hinted that the news could involve providing greater access to Bitcoin for the wider public as well as other products and services. What could that be? What companies? We have Visa, we have MasterCard, we have PayPal. Western Union and MoneyGram really don't count because they're still stuck in the 1920s. What other major what else could there be? Like Diners Club? No, that's not a thing. Anyway, very popular. We'll have to wait until next week to see what the game-changing news is, because I assume it'll be a doozy. So saith New York Dig. And without further ado, let's moving on. What's this one? Okay, here's a really weird section of the video. There's a lot of Ethereum news recently, and I mean a lot, like an otherworldly amount. Like, why are so many people discussing Ethereum recently? Kind of news. Ryan Watkins, a senior research analyst at crypto analyst firm Masari, has speculated that Ether could overtake Bitcoin as the largest crypto asset once its ETH2 and proof of stake overhaul is complete. Once again, this is very similar to, say it with me. I'm not hearing anyone. Oh, because I'm by myself. 2017. Very similar to 2017, where by, once again, summertime, we started getting a lot of news from a lot of people who kept on saying that Ethereum could pass by Bitcoin. Appearing on the YouTube show FinTech Today on the 18th of March, Watkins noted that while he does not know if or when Ether will flip Bitcoin, he does believe Ether could emerge as the leading cryptocurrency asset in the future due to ETH2 stating, "The selling point of Bitcoin over Ether as a store value asset boils down to its monetary policy being very predictable and the Bitcoin blockchain being very secure. I think that with the shift to ETH2 and to proof of stake, Ethereum may actually potentially be more secure than Bitcoin." We shall seasons. Simply because I've heard this before. I've heard this about other altcoins. I've been in the game for a while. No one says that. The people say that. And I've heard thousands of times that this coin is going to pass by Ethereum, this coin is going to pass by Bitcoin, this coin is going to pass by XRP, this coin is going to pass by. I've heard it over and over and over and over and over and over. If you can do it, just do it. As of now, we have indications that we will not see the full rollout of Ethereum 2.0, I believe, until 2023. I can probably assume that when the next 2 years of them trying to do the completion of this rollout, Bitcoin will probably be so high in price that Ethereum roughly has no chance. I think the only way, what would cause a cataclysmic move in Ether's price is when we get that the transaction burn thing, which once again Vitalik saith before that we have about 2 or 3 weeks until we get it. He said weeks once again. He said weeks, not months. So I assume that was 4 weeks, and then now we have about 2 or 3 weeks left before we get that update. And if they actually put a proper supply cap on Ethereum, and I mean like they got to say something as drastic as like, we're making 1 Ether a year, or none at all. Like what you see is what you get. That's all there is. And people start, defying the heck out of the space. That's the only thing I could really see, because there are many other contenders to what Ethereum is doing. And 2 years is a very long time to wait for some type of upgrade, especially during the same exact time. Once again, Bitcoin is also a computer. So you can just add another layer or a side chain that does the same exact thing that Ethereum says it's going to do. And well, gosh darn it, then Bitcoin has the same exact upgrade. So that's the first Ether news that we have. Second up, Ethereum's transition to Ethereum 2.0 officially began last December with the Beacon chain launch. Long-awaited scaling solution takes the blockchain from a proof of work to a proof of stake. In the month since, some of the US-based crypto exchanges, some users of Kraken have allocated more than 500,000 Ether to the platform for staking purposes. On Tuesday, Kraken said via a public statement that the company was pleased to announce that the total amount of Ether staked through the platform has now surpassed 500,000 Ether, or 500,000 Ether. As the Ethereum community continues to express its support for the much-awaited transition to proof of stake, Kraken had around 501,300 Ether when they broke the news to the public. That's cool. I still think it's not enough. The news that we had before, I don't think they have a percentage. But if I no. The last time that we had an indication of this news was about 5 weeks ago. And it was the news that I think, what was it, 3% of all Ether was locked away into staking in some sort of capacity. I'm going to assume over the last 4 to 5 weeks, we've maybe roughly hit 4, 5, 5.5, maybe 6%. And that was the same exact day that we got news that I think it was 81% of all Cardano that was staked inside of their platform. But we'll see. Ethereum has other uses and doesn't have to be explicitly staked, if you will. You see what I mean? Like there's like a constant dribble's not the word. Drip? I'll say drip. Of Ethereum news that's constantly always there, but it's there for really weird reasons now. But I guess in some way it's also, this is an assumption. We keep getting news that May2 bought, what was it? $50 million worth of Ether, and Grayscale keeps buying tons of Ether, and the ERC20 token craze and the DeFi thing and the NFT. So I just assume it's all tying together as there's more attention now being paid to Ethereum because of all these things that are happening. Also in Ethereum news, as Ethereum's price settles around 1,800, Ethereum investors continue to withdraw their holdings from exchanges. Consequently, this has led to a new low of Ether tokens held on such exchanges, according to on-chain data. Data provided by analytics company CryptoQuant informed us that the number of Ethereum tokens held on centralized exchanges has been gradually decreasing since the last quarter of 2020. At the time, investors relatively stored around 26 million coins for several consecutive months. So it says around 24% of all Ether is sitting on exchanges. Sure, why not? We normally have this metric as a bullish indicator of how strong a coin is doing or how much faith people have in the coin. The metric normally being, it's kind of incorrect, but it is what it is. If people have their coins on an exchange, therefore they are planning on selling. Not realizing that a lot of people do use crypto exchanges as an additional wallet. So you may have some on your computer, on a second computer, on your phone, on 2 flash drives, hard drives, and then maybe on also a cryptocurrency exchanges like just in case those 4 explode, I still have something on Kraken or Binance or whatever the actual case might be. But I assume that we will, if companies and corporations are buying up tons of Ether, I think the number will eventually lower. And also, I think just in general, people within the cryptocurrency space have come to the conclusion and realization you can stake by yourself on your own computer. You don't really need a cryptocurrency exchange. So I think it's just a matter of preference is what I'll say. Anyway, that's all the Ether news. There was a lot more, but I didn't want to, have an Ether video because, Anyway, that's the Ether news. A lot of it floating around. I'm really excited to see what that news next week is. And let's move on. Next up in what? That's crazy news. Howard Marks, co-founder of alternative investment manager Oak Tree Capital, says he has reconsidered his previous dismissive stance on Bitcoin. Wow, didn't see that one coming. The investor, who was worth $2.1 billion according to Forbes, good for him, previously said in 2017 that cryptocurrency was an unfounded fad. The comment was a knee-jerk reaction without information, Mark conceded in a video interview with Korea Economics Daily on Monday. While he'd previously considered Bitcoin to have no intrinsic value, he says that there are plenty of things that people want and value highly that have no intrinsic value. How about a painting, or a diamond, or a bar of gold? But the funny part is, a painting, a diamond, and a bar of gold are not a 24-hour payment system that anyone on the planet can use. Gotcha. Yeah, there's a big difference between holding a bar of gold and having a payment system that 7.4 billion people can access at any given time to send value around the world for free. Or for relatively free. I mean that in like a freedom sense as far as like a, Anyway, sure. Mark describes the positives of Bitcoin as being able to trade 24 hours a day and confidentially. Sure. That's the rich guy news. Of course, this is very popular because I want to say about 3 times a week. It's not the normal, hey, we bought Bitcoin news. It's like I was wrong, I'm sorry, and I'm going to buy up all the Bitcoin kind of news. What's that guy's name? Barstool guy. Peter Parker? Wait. Dave Portnoy. That was it. Peter Parker. He recently announced as well, and I didn't have it in the video because it seemed that he is what's the word? He said I got it wrong about Bitcoin. For those of you who remember, I think it was sometime last year, this random person who tons of people apparently love on the internet, sure, why not, got into Bitcoin because he was like, I'm going to pump the price. He got into it, the price pumped, and then the price fell, and apparently he got terrified. You can look it up. And he sold all his Bitcoin and was like, I'm out. It's too shaky. It's too scary. The whole market is fake, and I can't stand it anymore. He must have sold around 25,000, maybe 30,000. Said, I'm never going to buy Bitcoin again. And lo and behold, Bitcoin touches 60,000. And he's like, oh, head smack. I got it wrong. I should have bought more Bitcoin. Because these people don't pay attention to what Bitcoin actually is. The idea is that you use it to send money illicitly, or it's because people want digital payments and therefore they're doing this, or they're trying to get back at the man. And it's like, no, it's the monetary system is garbage. And if you looked just for a day, just do your own research and looked a bit further into why everyone in crypto believes that the monetary system is garbage, because it is. You'll understand a little bit more that it's not. Sure, I mean, it's fine that Bitcoin goes up in price. I mean, it's lovely. Like, I'm sure we all love waking up, looking at our phones and being like, oh, I made money while I slept. That's a very fun part of it. But the idea that the monetary system that we currently have right now is so fragmented and people are still using a messaging system from the 1970s to be able to send value back and forth, that's Swift, is nonsense. So, sure, I'm glad that Howard Marks has found his way. I assume we will hear about him in the next year or two as he discusses how he made around $128 million from buying Bitcoin. Seems about right. And if you, what's the word? If you short Bitcoin, your bank account's going to be short. There's no way to really say that otherwise. Anyway, that's the rich people news. And let's move on. What? I totally did not see this one coming because it was totally obvious. David Schwartz has emerged with a proposal for enforcing the authorization of NFTs on the XRP ledger. That does not require the altering of the code for the XRP ledger. Chief Technology, Ripple Chief Technology, what? Ripple's Chief of Technology says that the San Francisco payments firm is finding ways to bring non-fungible tokens to the XRP ledger. In an exclusive interview, Fancy, with Thinking Crypto, Schwartz remarks that he himself has been attracted towards the two specific ideas regarding NFTs and the void they have been filling in the digital world. Oh my gosh, nothing. We're not going to make this an NFT video. We're not. The additional element of NFTs that interests Schwartz is the concept of digital rights. Schwartz points out that everyone nowadays has bundles of digital rights in the forms of items like songs on iTunes. Okay, who cares? The point is, XRP is going to try and have NFTs. Is anyone surprised? No, you shouldn't be. I'm actually shocked that it's taken them this long to even try and do that, simply because, everyone else is doing it. So I assume by October, November, every major platform will have NFTs. By the time we get to December, January, the NFT bubble should have. And that's when, no one will be talking about these NFT platforms anymore. But sure, just do it. I wonder what next year's thing is going to be. We had ICOs, we had STOs, we had NFTs. What else? I'm missing one other thing. There was another letter combination that was also hyping up for a lot of people. It wasn't the ETF thing. Doesn't matter. Anyway, sure. Go for it. Do it. Let everybody know that your blockchain can do everything that the same other blockchains can do, because they're all computers and they can all be upgraded in the exact same way. Yeah. Let's move on. Next up in Shrug news, the Bank of Thailand has issued a stern warning against a privately issued stablecoin pegged to its national currency, the Thai baht. According to the Bangkok Post, on the 18th of March, the central bank told Citizen that the Thai baht digital, or THT, has no legal assurances or protections, and that users could be at risk of cyber theft or, geez Louise, or money laundering. What a way to scare people, citing a 60-year-old law. Before the internet was even a thing, the central bank's assistant governor of the legal group, I cannot read that name, stated that any activities involving the stablecoin are considered illegal. They said the creation, issuance, usage, or circulation of any material or token for money, they did not write token, that is a lie. Okay, for money is a violation of Section 9 of the Currency Act of 1958. I'm pretty sure that act did not say the word token. There has never been an instance anywhere on the planet where somebody was like, got a token? Anybody got a, I understand tokens for the metro, to get into the train. There was no money tokens. Stop it. The stablecoin is issued on the Terra platform, which has produced various others. Imagine how garbage your fiat currency has to be that you are afraid of a digitized version of it that you yourself did not create. Think of that. To make sure to explicitly come out and say, somebody made a digital version of the garbage that we have. Don't use that. Use ours. You got to always read. It's not even reading between the lines. It's so absolutely evident. It's because we never really hear about Thailand. I wonder what their metrics are for how many people in the country are actually into Bitcoin and crypto. And I assume if they're stating the entire thing about the actual stablecoin, it probably has to be with something. Last year we had news, I think it was between Russia and China, if I'm not mistaken, that a lot of traders and people who did commerce along the border or somewhere near it, they got tired of constantly taking this cash, going to a currency place and swapping it into that one, and then going to the market to be able to buy things, and then having to, this constant swap back and forth was just a little bit too much because it's nonsense, because we live in the future. We should not have all that at this point. So people were simply trading it. I forgot exactly which stablecoin it was. It wasn't Tether, but they were trading in stablecoins back and forth, and that became like the new form of transaction. And both countries were like, hey, stop it. Use our currency. Go to these old little boxes and put your paper money inside of there to get other paper money out of it. That's how it's supposed to work. So I assume it's something along that same exact line as well. We also got news before. I think it was somewhere in Africa. I want to say Africa. I said Africa, so I'm going to say Africa. I think it was there where I think people were actually transferring their local currency into US dollar stable coins as a more like stable version of their currency. So they weren't like plummeting in value every single, even though the US dollar is plummeting in value, but not plummeting as quickly in value as their local currency. So it's a fascinating time to be alive, to see all of this taking place, that we now have digital representations of things that are terrifying governments, and they're explicitly telling people it's illegal. Stop using it. You can't use those numbers on the screen. Stop using that code. Like there was a discussion, it must have been a year ago at this point, where these guys were like, there are governments around the world who are going to try and make code illegal. No, I'm sorry, you can't. And then when you think about what code actually is, like it takes up no space. It doesn't even take up air. Like there's nothing. There's no finite amount of space that it actually ends up taking up. But to have a page of code written that takes up no space in our physical world, and to have leaders or people or in general to be afraid of this it's fascinating to kind of see it happen. Anyway, so assumption time. They're probably working on making their own central bank digital currency. And the idea that if they have any wind of the fact that this exists and that people within their country are, using it because it's easier to use than normal currency, they're probably afraid of it. Because if it catches on and people start using it back, anyway, you understand what I'm saying. So that's here's the actual news article for it from the Bangkok Post. BOT warns against use of THT stablecoin. And I assume this will probably just lead people to using Tether as opposed to I wonder how this ends. I wonder what the end game is for regulations within the cryptocurrency space, because the space moves far too fast for them. There are even stable coins that are coming into existence or that are being created that are actually don't even have to be pegged. Like they're algorithmically pegged to a price. In that, you don't have to worry about Tether having too much or too many or too little or to whatever of so-and-so other coins. The algorithm makes sure that it's always pegged and shifting so that it's always pegged to a certain value. We see regulators like falling over themselves every single day to try and make sure that things remain the same. But since we've had the internet, nothing has really been the same. Like they even started the original idea of the internet was kind of like an open space for everyone. But then you get used to the idea of saying, "Oh no, that's bad. I got to regulate it." And go, "Okay, you can regulate it, but you can't." Not to say that you can't regulate everything, but in a world where everything is digital and everything is a file and everything is an image and everything can be shared back and forth and we have VPNs and stuff like that, it's like I wonder what regulators are going to be doing in 10 to 15 years when we have smart contracts and there's no real need for them. And it feels like a really weird constant tug of war that only one side is going to win. Kind of thing. I guess that's how tug of war works. Yeah. Anyway, that's the Thailand news. And let's move on. Also in sure, why not? This is popular news. Coinbase has registered 114 million shares of Class A stock for a direct listing on the Nasdaq stock exchange as per an amended S1 filing with the US SEC. Coinbase announced its intention to launch a public IPO back in December of last year when it filed the registration form. By early March, the pre-market private trading price of the shares is around $375, giving them an estimated pre-IPO valuation of $100 billion. There were a lot of analysts. Oh my gosh, there were so many people who were like, they're not worth that much. I just know they're not worth that much, bro. I think they're roughly worth that much. just based off of the assumption of the amount of volume that they're doing per day, the amount of users that they have, the amount of crypto, dare I say, that they're also holding themselves. I'm pretty sure 100 billion sounds astronomical, but they are also one of the, if not the, I think user-wise, largest cryptocurrency exchange on the planet next to Binance, who I assume has no intention of going public anytime soon. Anyway, the point is, sure. If right out the gate they're going to be worth $100 billion, tons of other people are going to be jumping into the cryptocurrency space as well, trying to get a part of. It's fine. Cool. Go for it. We'll see what happens. We have no choice because, that's how time works. But yeah, that's the Coinbase news. Also very popular. I don't think there's a time frame for when they're... Nope, nothing. No actual time frame as to when they're planning on doing this. But good luck to them. I'm sure they'll do just well, because as long as they continue doing what they've been doing, they're going to continue making more money. Anyway, that's the Coinbase news. And let's move on. And to finish things off, and for some reason this is also news. Elon Musk has turned down an offer of $69 million for a song that he made about NFTs. $69 million for a song. Oh, also, this is also real news. You can look this up. I was reading about the NFT craze yesterday. There are a lot of people talking about it, of course. Did you know, allegedly, according to this article, that Beeple, the guy who sold the work for $70 million, before NFTs, he never ever sold a piece that was more than $100. Never. All of his pieces were always 100 or lower, so saith the article. And then you think, $100 does not translate into $69 million. Elon Musk making a song about NFTs or for NFTs or NFTs teas for $69 million. What are people smoking? What are the ways there to put that? It's a song. Oh boy, on Monday, Musk released a song about NFTs, which he subsequently put on sale as a non-fungible token in a move that had the cryptocurrency market spinning because it's nonsense. Because it's absolute, it's a bubble of bubbles. If you can sell, I would love to NFT my tweets and sell them for $1 million. Why does that make any sense? Oh boy, digital artist Mike Winkelmann, known as Beeple, replied to, that's his real name, Mike Winkelmann. I don't know why I thought it was Beeple. That doesn't make any sense. He wouldn't be named Beeple. Mike Winkelmann replied to Musk's tweet by offering the Tesla CEO $69 million for the NFT. Why though? Like what? Musk declined the offer, instead asking for $420 million in Doge. All right, that's the Elon Musk news. Also quite popular because I think that's just where we are as a society at this point. What is my phone doing? Hold on. There we go. I think I hit the button too many times. Wait, still not there. Wait, there we go. Anyway, protect your money. Make sure you're not buying nonsense, because I don't want to hear anybody talking about that they bought 15 NFTs as opposed to buying a coin that they potentially could have purchased that might be the next world currency. Anyway, that's the Elon Musk news. And let's move on. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbite University, Crypto Baum. Yeah, there we go. Crypto Black Sheep. AJ Cut 5. And Carlos was like, Speedy 655, Mo Borazi, Jojo Shaw Show, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grolet, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Bare Bones Mining, Troy Allgood, Space Case Need a Miracle, Crypto Stahl, Paternoster, Running Out of Breath, Conan Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banana, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia 569, Moonman High, Zerp, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Storio, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, Ibiliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Moher Maroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242. I'm so dramatic. I'm like 242 to the world, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cold D3D, Damien Setsuna, Richie Richard III, Land the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavodi, Anthony Charles, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day. Yes to Crypto. Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Mars Corner Staff, Arfmedic17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a new Patreon member. Thank you to everyone who liked, left a message, subscribed, commented, still watching, and all those other things that I normally say at the end of the video that I completely forgot. At the momento, Bitcoin is like down, up, down. Here's the rocket that I was telling you about last night, and then there was a subsequent drop, which really made no sense, but I assume there's some nefarious reason behind it. We're currently down on Bitcoin by 0.57%. Sure, why the fudge not? Ethereum's at 1800, Binance Coin is at 265. Here's the dip for ADA. See, is the up and then the down, but ADA really ADA got ADA'd. That's not a phrase. Can we make that a phrase? Oh, snap, he got ADA'd. Okay. Luna's up by 14%. He got aided. Theta's up by 15%. Chain tokens up by... why? Hello there, listeners and watchers and viewers. Please give me explicit reasons why in the comment section why Luna's going up by 14%, but Bitcoin is currently down. If you could do that, I would love it. If you can explain to me why Avalanche is going up every single day, and VeChain Thor is up by 6%, Chili's is up by 11%, that'd be wonderful. Even its crappy stepbrother, BSV, is up by 4%. Give me good reasons, because I don't think people have them, and you can't say it's an upgrade because I don't care, as does not the rest of the world, and you can't say that it's actual adoption. I would love to know, is it just being pumped? Why do a lot of these coins go up when Bitcoin doesn't go up at all? Seems a little weird, no? Yeah, so the rest of the market is basically, it's like a light red. Like a light marinara sauce, if you will. See where the rest of the weekend takes us. This could be a lull period, if you will. I guess getting ready for the major movements that we're supposed to be having next week. Anyway, I do hope that you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. It's Friday. Got to get down on Friday. Enjoy your Friday. I hope it goes by quick. If you have work to do, I hope it goes by workingly fast. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.